everyone, I am Nixie and welcome to February's manga haul. We've got quite a few titles to go through this month. We're gonna do just like what we do in all the other videos. We're gonna go through publisher by publisher of the brand new releases that I got this month, and then we'll go on to everything else that I hauled in the month of February. There's some very exciting releases this month. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this month we actually don't have that many releases from 7 Seas actually, and usually they're like one of my biggest like stacks I have in the month. So we're gonna start with this first, and the first one is we finally have volume 2 of My Cute Little Kitten. So this is a GL and it is a friends living together, unrequited love from one of the friends. And obviously it's about them too. They find a kitten that they end up like adopting, bringing into the home. So yeah, it's about their relationship. It's kind of like that typical like friends to lovers, like just cute GL. And this was delayed for like the longest time. Like I'm sure it was supposed to come out like early last year. But we finally have it now. We finally have volume 2. So if you were waiting for this one, it's finally available. Then we have a novel that I'm quite excited about. This is Case File Compendium. This is a Donmei as well, like a 7 Seas are killing it with like their Donmei releases. So if you have been enjoying the Husky and his White Cat Shazard and Remnants of Filth, if you're a fan of those, then you'll probably want to pick this up because it is from the same author as well, but it is set in like modern day. But yeah, so it's something like a little different from the author. So I'm sure if you've enjoyed the other works, which are also licensed from 7 Seas, then you'll enjoy this as well. Then we have volume 3 of I'll Never Be Your Crown Princess from Steamship. So this kind of like concludes the story that we've gotten of like how these two have like got together and everything. There is a sequel as well that has also been licensed by Steamship that's going to be coming out, which is I'll Never Be a Crown Princess Betrothed. So this is basically after, you know, these guys have got married, so it's life after that. So if you are sad that you know, this has come to an end at 3 volumes, fear not, we are going to be getting a sequel to it. And then we have probably like one of the titles that I was so excited for. Like when this got announced, I like wanted to scream because this is one of my absolute favorite ongoing BL manhwas, like webtoons, and that is Punch Drunk Love. Volume 1 is finally here. It's full color. Guys, if you are interested in BLs, this is an absolute like must. If you want something that is like on the comedy side, pick this up. This is really great. This is an office romance, and this is where this guy here is an absolute gem. So he is sort of like seen as some others kind of ugly, kind of plain. He's always wearing like outlandish clothes, like really weird clothes. And he has a secret like fetish, like a kink that he wants to like play out, and that is basically getting like treated like dirt and being railed, like yeah, absolutely dominated by someone. But he obviously like keeps that to himself, and he's like never experienced that with anyone before, and he ends up falling for one of his someone else that works in the office. And the guy in the office is like, he's not interested whatsoever, until basically like he ends up talking him into like spending the night together. And then that's where you get the classic, he takes off his glasses, he takes off his clothes, and he's actually like really hot. But yeah, the level of comedy in this is just, it's so funny. Like if you cannot wait for like the next volumes to come out, then you can read it on Lesson, which is where I've been reading it. Season 2 has just finished, so it's on hiatus at the minute. But yeah, this is such a gem of a story. Like more people need to like get into this. Like if you are a fan of BL, like it is an absolute like must read. So yeah, I'm very excited that that got a license. Can you tell? Next we have Izumi-chan is interested in lesbian brothels, volume 4. So this is a GL. This is about a woman trying to find her childhood friend crush, who she believes is potentially working in a brothel. So the logical thing to do is go through the women in the brothel to try and find her friend. But yeah, this is like there's a lot of like smutty stuff in it, like if you can't tell from the title. But like I find that this is one of the more like interesting GLs, and one of the more like fun GLs to read as well. So if you want something that's like a little bit different, a little bit smutty, definitely like 18 plus, then go ahead and check this one out. It's an easy read as well. Then we have the final one from 7 Seas. We have volume 5 of Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, the manhwa. Beautifully illustrated, one of my absolute favorite stories like there is. One of the few stories to get me like emotional as well. So we have the novels that are now completed in 5 volumes, and now we're having like the manhwa, which is amazing. That we like have this. So if you didn't want to consume the story either by the anime or the novels, then this is a great alternative as well, or just a great like addition to the collection if you are a fan of MXTX's work. But yeah, I have a real soft spot for this like story. So next we'll move on to Square Enix. We've got a couple of volumes from them this month. We have volume 10 of Cherry Magic. Like, oh god, these two are just like perfect together. Like, they're so cute. This volume is no exception. Yeah, absolutely freaking adorable office romance BL. Like, completely adorable couple. If you want something that's wholesome with a little bit of spice, then go ahead and pick this up. The anime has started airing and it's just as freaking cute as what the manga is. So definitely like go ahead and check that out as well. Yeah, adorable. And yeah, like I say, the manga is no exception, and I'm so happy that it is like ongoing as well. So we've got plenty more to come of these guys. And then next we have another great read. We have Mr. Villain's Day Off volume 3. Again, this anime has just started airing as well, so if you'd like that, then go ahead and pick up the manga as well. This is about a villain who is trying to take over Earth, but he takes his days off very, very seriously. He has a little obsession with pandas, which is so cute. Like, he's so freaking cute, even though he's supposed to be like this big scary villain. But yeah, another like light-hearted read that's really enjoyable, and it's just something easy. Bit of comedy, wholesomeness, cuteness, pandas. Like, what more do you want? Then we have, if you want something, guys, to make you giggle like a little girl and kick your feet, then this is the romance for you. We have The Ice Guy and the Cool Girl volume 3 as well. These two are so freaking adorable. Again, an office romance, but this is where the guy is a descendant from a frost spirit. And he has to kind of keep his like emotions and stuff in check, because he often causes like blizzards in the office. He sometimes like freezes over when he's like really nervous and stuff, and he is fallen for his colleague, who is this woman who is very sort of like calm, chill. Yeah, they both love each other, and it's so freaking adorable. Like I say, this will have you kicking your feet and giggling like a little girl, because it's just so freaking adorable. Then moving on to some like random volumes that we have from Titan Manga. We have volume 2 of Alpi the Soul Sender. This is like a really cute like little manga. I really like the size of this, and like I really like the paper quality of this. It's like very textured. But yeah, so this is about Alpi, who is a soul sender. So her job is to she's a traveling soul sender, so she travels around and she helps like these deities, like animal spirits and stuff, move on, because once they die they start to like curse the lands around them. and it can obviously bring like misfortune to like villagers, cause disasters and stuff. So her job is to help them like move on and cleanse the land, so the next one can come in, the next like spirit can come in and help to protect like the villagers and stuff. Really cute, like enjoyable as well. Like there's a lot of like hardships that she's trying to like overcome, with her still being like young, not really understanding like her powers like all that much. We meet an interesting character in this one that is hopefully going to help her a lot on her journey. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this series. Then we have another cute one. We are moving on to Dark Horse. So we have Cat Gamer Volume 4. If you like cats, if you like games, this is for you. Really enjoyable like little cat manga here about a woman who is obsessed with like playing her games. She comes across a stray kitten and ends up taking it in, and it kind of like flips her life upside down because she can't just like get off work, go home and play these games that she's like been looking forward to all day. She now has another mouth to feed. But yeah, great series. Moving on to June manga, we finally have Romeo Volume 1. This is a BL. So this is about lichens, which is very interesting. We don't have enough like mangas just in general about like werewolves, lichens, that sort of thing. Like loads of vampires, which I'm not complaining about, but like I feel like we do need more of the like werewolves, lichens. But yeah, so this is BL. It's a bit spicy. So this is about a lichen who's like a squadron leader, and he sort of like takes in a guy and sort of like raises him. But yeah, it's about those two. It's very, very good. I really enjoyed the first volume. I'm hoping that it's not going to be too long until we get like the next volume. I think volume 3 is now released in Japan. But yeah, I'm hoping that like it's not going to take us too long to get volume 2. But June are a little slow. Like they're really a small company, so they are quite slow at like printing. But yeah, very good BL. Moving on to Sublime 2 early releases, we've got we finally have volume 3 of Therapy Game Restart. We have been waiting a while for this to come out, and it's been painful waiting for this to come out, but we will get volume 4 in June hopefully as well, which is great. But yeah, the end of this volume had me shook to the core. Like what a like twist to the story. This is a great BL series. So we did have Therapy Game, which is 2 volumes, which is obviously the prequel to this. We also have Secret XXX, which is like a one-shot, which is involving some of the characters that are in this, but focusing on the brothers of the couple in this one. But yeah, these two are now like they're in an established relationship. They're trying to navigate through obviously trials and tribulations that pop up. There is a character in here that is kind of like stirring things up. But yeah, the end of this had me shook. Like, guys, like you need to read this, and I'm so glad that we don't have long to wait for volume 4, because I need to know like where this is gonna go, what's gonna happen. Like now this character sort of like being revealed. And then we have the conclusion to Love Nest. We have Love Nest 2nd of volume 2, so this now wraps up their story. I really loved these two and their journey together. This is a BL as well. But we had Love Nest, which is 2 volumes, and then we have Love Nest 2nd, which is 2 volumes as well. But yeah, this kind of like wraps up their story, which I'm kind of sad about, but like I'm very satisfied with the way that this story went. It was great to see the character development in this as well, and like how these two grow as a couple. Like I really enjoyed like this journey. And this is not the end of this universe, so we are gonna have Engage coming out fairly soon, a couple of months. Which I believe is an ongoing series currently, which sees Naru, which is a character from here who is a troublemaker. So we get to see his story and hopefully learn a bit about him as well. But I'm really excited for that, and I thoroughly enjoyed this one. So that's everything for like the random volumes. Let's move on to Tokyo Pop. Actually, we had quite a few releases from them this month, which I freaking loved. So the first one from Tokyo Pop, we have Star Crust Volume 1, which is a manhwa webtoon. I love the art in this. This is full color. But yeah, the artwork in this is like really beautiful, and I love like the color scheme, because the color scheme sort of like stays the same with these blues, dark blues. And I love as well what they've done in this is they've color coordinated the speech bubbles as well, which makes it really easy to know who is talking at the time, because sometimes, like, I don't know if it's like anyone else feels like this, but sometimes like when there's a lot of like text going off on page, like it can be a little confusing as to like who's actually saying what. So I actually really like the fact that they've color coordinated these speech bubbles. So this is about the King of Stars, who they paint constellations and like bring them live, and they basically protect the kingdom and everything. But the current king is getting a bit of trouble from his brother, who also wants the throne. So this is about the King of Stars and his very loyal knight as well. I haven't read the full thing of this. Like, I actually only started it yesterday, so I've read like a few chapters, and I've really enjoyed it so far as well. We get like a few little like tidbits, like side stories and stuff that are in here as well. But yeah, so I'm excited to read more. There was a lot of hype around this, like from Tokyo Pop, and I'm glad that they are doing like more webtoons and manhwas and stuff. Like, that's, to me, that's really exciting that we're getting like more media. But yeah, gorgeous cover, gorgeous artwork. I'm excited for more from this one. Then we have Is This the Kind of Love I Want Volume 1. I haven't read this yet because I've only just got it, but this is about a guy who comes out gay to his girlfriend. Obviously has to move out and moves in with a straight guy. So this is about their relationship and like what develops between those. It sounds really good. I'm excited to read it, so I have high hopes from it. Like anything from Tokyo Pop, to be honest, I have high hopes for, because there hasn't really been anything that I've read and I've been like, I did not like that. Like, I've really liked all of the releases they've done so far. And next we have I'll Never Fall in Love with an Egoist. So this is based in Hawaii, which is like really nice to have like another like story that isn't like based in Japan or whatever, or like America or the UK. So it's really nice to like have you know, it based elsewhere in the world. So this is about a guy who goes to Hawaii, has an argument, and doesn't have anywhere to stay, so he ends up staying with this guy who is the owner of this like little cafe. And yeah, it's about those two basically, and it's about like getting over previous relationships, moving on, that sort of thing as well. It's just a one shot. I did really enjoy this as well. Like I say, the setting was really nice. It is spicy, just FYI, but again, Tokyo Pop, they always put their like trigger warnings and age ratings on the back, which is super helpful. Then we have Send Them a Farewell Gift for the Last Time. This kind of broke my heart a little bit. This is a one shot. This is about a established couple that have been together for 4 years. But things sort of like start to go stale, and they end up breaking up, but they keep running into each other. And this kind of like, this one did make me like a little bit emotional with like some of the stuff and the interactions and everything. Yeah, definitely like a roller coaster, but a fantastic one shot. I really did enjoy this a lot more than what I was expecting, because like sometimes like I'm not always in the mood for like heavy drama, but I did thoroughly enjoy this one. Then we have Cover My Scars with Your Kiss, volume 1. So this again is about like getting over like an unrequited love, like of having your like heart broken, getting over that, and like being able to like come to terms with it and moving on. That's what this is basically about. I really enjoyed this as well. This, like I say, is volume 1, so I'm excited to see like where this goes and where like the characters develop. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And then the final one from Tokyo Pop, we have A Kiss That Stains the Innocence. So this is, again, is just a one shot. So this is about a guy who is basically like lost all of his family because of an incident that happened because of like the king of the land and everything, and his son was trying to flee with his mother, and basically because the king was trying to find this son and his mother, he basically destroyed the village, which led to this guy's like parents being killed. So this is about that, and those two sort of like meeting each other again. Thoroughly enjoyed this again. Yeah, great one shot. Like Tokyo Pop, just like they just do like amazing licenses. Like whoever's in charge of their licenses like needs a raise, because they just don't miss. We actually have a few releases from Viz as well this month, so we're going to move on to those next. So the first one we have is Heart Gear Volume 3. I have thoroughly enjoyed this series so much. I haven't caught up on Volume 3 yet because I've really just got it again. But yeah, I really enjoyed the first two series of this. So this is about a world where basically humanity no longer exists and got wiped out by these things called gears, which are essentially like robots. And there's basically like one of these gears for every single like thing you could possibly need. So yeah, this is about essentially the only like human girl left in the world, and she is going out on a journey to try and bring someone back. Like I say, I thoroughly enjoyed the first two volumes. There's a good amount of like action in this. But yeah, so I am super stoked to see like these new characters coming in, how they're going to affect the story. And yeah, this character on the front as well, I'm intrigued to see more about them. But yeah, great series. Then we have volume 5 of Chojin X. Again, I haven't read this because I've only just got this. I was very lukewarm on this series until like the end of volume like 2. Then I was like invested in the series, so it did take a little while for me to like warm up to it. Same creator as Tokyo Ghoul. Very good like action. Like I say, it was a little slow for me in my opinion, like when I first started reading it, but yeah, things start to crack off, and things start to like really hit the fan. Then we have Sakura Sako volume 2. I've enjoyed this series, a cute little like romance. So this is about a girl who she has like a little incident on a train, basically it collapses and someone helps her out. And the other thing she knows is the phone number and the name of this guy who helped her out, and she's basically like dedicated her life so far to try and find this guy again, of making sure that she like always helps a person out in need. So she comes across a guy in a school who has the same name as this guy. So yeah, it's about those. Thoroughly enjoyed it. If you enjoyed A Horror Ride and Strobe Edge, you're gonna love this. It's the same creator. Yeah, I've been loving this series. It's super cute so far. And I can't wait for like more things to like happen, and yeah, I'm really excited for where this one's gonna go. We also have a new series that came out this month, I Want to End This Love Game. So this is about two childhood friends who started this game to see if they could get the other one flustered, and whoever flusters first and basically admits that they like the other one basically loses. The thing is that they both love each other, and so they both get flustered and everything, but they're so stubborn as to admit like neither of them are gonna admit that they love the other one. Really fun series so far. Like I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it's so funny that we get like both perspectives from these characters as well, like when stuff does happen. And then we have volume 10 of The Elusive Samurai. One thing that did annoy me about this, and it's purely like looks, is they've changed the spine, guys. So all the other ones up until now have been red and matte, and now we have a random white one. So I kind of find things like that annoying. Like, just please keep it the same. I'm assuming the others are gonna start being white as well. I hope so. But yeah, I'm actually catching up on this series now, guys. I'm now on volume 6. I have been enjoying this. I've kind of got a little confused in the story about what's happening a few times, but I have been enjoying this. I love the artwork. So this is the same creator as Assassination Classroom, but the artwork is like phenomenal. Like, it's so like detailed. Yeah, it's so detailed, but like really refined. Oh god, I've just noticed I've got dog ear. Oh god, stuff like that irritates me as well. That's really annoying. But yeah, the artwork is like really refined in this, and it's like really nice to look at. But yeah, like I say, I am slowly catching up on this now. Like I say, I'm on volume 6. I'm not that far behind. Then we have another new series that we have In the Name of the Mermaid Princess of Volume 1. I liked this a lot more than what I thought I was going to. I don't know why, like the cover is really pretty, but I kept kind of seeing it on my TBR and I was like, I don't really want to read that now. But I basically like made myself read it, and I'm glad that I did because I enjoyed it a lot more than what I thought I was going to. So this is in a world where people are born with like abilities, and they're basically called unhumans, and in some places, like in some kingdoms, they are seen as like a disease, a curse. So sometimes it's like actually illegal for them to like be there, and so a lot of people get like shipped off elsewhere if they're found out. The only thing is in one particular kingdom, the princess of that kingdom is a mermaid, and basically they're doing tests on her and stuff to try and like make a medicine that will suppress her like mermaid traits and everything. And she's basically being married off to a prince in another kingdom, and so they're like kind of on a deadline to try and get her to be human, which is kind of, well, which is very awful. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. It was a solid start, so I'm looking forward to more. Then we have volume 5, guys, of my special one. This is so freaking cute, like so adorable, guys. I love this. This is another series that is like gonna make you kick your feet and giggle like a little girl, because the relationship of these two is so strong, and like they have each other's back like so much. Like, oh, I love them and I'm really rooting for them. In this one we do see a little bit of jealousy, and a little bit of a tiny bit of like possessiveness, which is like actually really great to see in this. But yeah, super cute. Like idol, he's an idol, she's just a regular high school student, and it's about them being in a relationship. Super cute. And then the final one that we have from Viz, another one that I haven't caught up with yet, guys. I will do, I promise I'm gonna catch up, and that is Rainbow Days volume 8. Yeah, I'm still like on the first volume, to be honest, guys. So yeah, this is like a high up on my priority list to like try and catch up on and get through it. It is going to be quite a commitment. There are quite a few like volumes in this, but I think we've got a couple of months before the next volume comes out, because these have been coming out like super quick. But yeah, so I don't have much to say on this other than that volume 8 is now out. Okay, next we are going to move on to Kaden. Now, there's a very big release that happened this month. It had been delayed a little bit, but we have the deluxe hardcover edition of Vinland Saga. So this is massive. It's like the same size as like Dark Horse's hardcovers, but we do have the square spine rather than rounded. Yeah, it's absolutely humongous. But it means that we get to see like the artwork so much clearer, so much better in this, but it's really heavy. But yeah, we've got like an embossed logo on the front, the runes around the top as well. Like this is like a faux leather cover as well, absolutely gorgeous. We get the ribbon bookmark that's in here as well, really heavy, but it's surprisingly easy to read. But yeah, Vinland Saga wasn't like high up on my like to collect list. I thought it was one of those where like I'll get around to it eventually, and then Kodansha announced these deluxe hardcovers, and when we saw the preview of that, I was like, that's the version I need. And yeah, beautiful like edition. So I'm hoping that like Kodansha is going to do more of these hardcovers as well, because yeah, you really get to see like the artwork of the creator like in all of its glory, especially with like some of the battle scenes and stuff like that. You can really see all of the details. So yeah, if you were waiting for that one, it's now in stores. So next we have Tsugumi Project Volume 4. I'm yet to catch up on this, but this is a great action series about basically a bunch of criminals that get sent over into a place in Japan that is basically got flattened by like nuclear war or whatever, and they are trying to find a weapon, and there's like other inhabitants that are there now that aren't human. So this follows a guy who's basically like wrongly convicted of a crime, and he is trying to clear his name because they've said if you can find this and bring it back, then you can basically go back home to your family. Fantastic series so far. The artwork is incredible, like the details on it is like amazing. Like I really like appreciate it when like an artist puts like a lot of like backgrounds and stuff like that. Like you can just stare at panels for like so long. But yeah, I have really been enjoying this one a lot. Then we have one of my favorite ongoing series, guys. We have a One Dance Volume 8. I'm so excited to get this. I think this was delayed a little bit, but I've just got this. I'm yet to read it, and I'm so eager to like get stuck into it. So this is about hip-hop breakdancing. There's some fantastic like character development in this, like the main character trying to overcome like struggles that he has in like trying to fit into society and just trying to hold like regular conversations with people. I think a lot of people will like relate to that. I've mentioned this series before in like my top 10 ongoing series video, but yeah, I love this and I'm excited that volume 8 is now out. Then we have volume 4 of Windbreaker. So again, if you are interested in like the delinquent manga stories where it's like gangs, that gang like brotherhood like mentality, then this is great. Like if you enjoyed Tokyo Revengers, like I think you really enjoyed this as well. So I will say that this volume got really heavy and really like serious. It sort of like brings a conclusion to the conflict that was happening obviously in the previous volumes, but like I say, it got kind of like quite heavy in this. But yeah, great little like delinquent gang series. Then we have volume 3 of Ogami-san Can't Keep It In. So this is about a girl who thinks that her mind is like just constantly in the gutter. She's constantly thinking about like guys' arm hair and like what thoughts they have, what they do in the shower, whatever. So yeah, she's kind of a bit of a loner because of it, because she's scared that other people are gonna like know what she is thinking about, and she goes ahead and she meets this other guy who is also a loner because of an ability that he has. Great comedy like series so far. I'm really excited to get stuck into volume 3 because I really enjoyed what we've seen so far. Like I say, it is a fun read as well. We also have volume 11 of Blue Lock. I didn't feel like I really need to say much about this. Like it's a very popular series about football, very intense. I really like the artwork in this as well, like it's pretty fire. I don't want to like spoil anything, but yeah, these are coming out pretty quick as well. So we now have volume 11. Then we have a one-shot BL, and that is The White and Blue Between Us. I really enjoyed this one-shot. So this is kind of like a mixture of this like reminded me a bit of like Seaside Stranger. So this is about, and it reminded me of something else, but like the name of the other thing that it reminded me of like is completely gone out of my head. But yeah, so this is a one shot. This is about a guy who falls in love with this other guy. They to like get into a relationship, and then one of them like moves away, and he really hurts the other one, saying like he never loved him, blah blah blah. And then like 7 years later he comes back to the island and they meet up again. Like I say, I really enjoyed this one. This was a good like little one shot, even though like it has some like serious there's like definitely like a seriousness to the story. I did find it still like quite easy to read as well, like it wasn't too heavy. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. If you do like Seaside Stranger, then I think you would really like this one as well. Then we have another brand new series. We have Gazing at the Star Next Door. This was a solid volume 1. I really enjoyed this. This is about childhood friends, where the guy starts going into like showbiz. So he is a model and he starts going into acting as well, and he starts to get a bit of traction in his career. If you liked My Special One, Taman's B-Side, Stray Cat, and Wolf, if you like those types of things where like the guy is like really popular, well known, like in showbiz, if you like those types of like romances, you will definitely like this one as well. It will make your like heart skip a beat as well. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this and I can't wait for more. The only thing is like the quality of this like is a bit, I don't know if it's just like my copy or like what, but like the paper quality doesn't feel like the greatest from Kodansha, but maybe that's just like me and like my opinion. But yeah, great solid start. Then we have Virgin Love Volume 2. So this is about a lady who has been really focused on her career and hasn't really had any relationships. So she basically like signs up to join this house, which is going to be like a experiment to find love. So she's in this house with like other singles, and she's got to stay there for like a year. I really enjoyed the first volumes. I have high hopes as well for the second volume as well. But I love like this kind of print that Kodansha does with like the textured matte covers, and like this size I really like as well. Like this is definitely like the better like presentations from Kodansha. But yeah, so this has been a fun romance story as well so far. So that's everything we have from Kodansha. We are going to move on to the final publisher, which is Yam Press Press. Yeah guys, I feel like I haven't done as much like reading as what I'd like planned to, because we have had like quite a few releases like this month. I feel like I've just been like so focused on like trying to record and like upload and stuff that like my reading has kind of gone a little bit by the wayside, unfortunately. But we do have quite a few releases from Yam Press and Ice Press in particular. So the first one we have is Tokyo Babylon Volume 2. I was kind of a bit like lukewarm at the beginning of Volume 1, but it did pique my interest by the end of Volume 1. But I am yet to read Volume 2. So this is about a guy who's basically like a exorcist type person who basically like rids ghosts, gets rid of ghosts and stuff. But yeah, so at the end of Volume 1 I was invested, but like I said, I've yet to read Volume 2, but we do have that out now. We have My Dear Curse Casting Yam Press Volume 3. I enjoyed the first volume of this. There were some like goofy moments like from characters in the first volume. But yeah, I'm yet to catch up on this one again. But I do love a vampire story. If you didn't know that already. But yeah, so I'm intrigued to see like catch up on this and see where it's going, see if the goofiness is still there. I'm not entirely sure how long this series is either, to be honest with you, but I mean, at the end of the day, you can't really go wrong with a vampire story. And then we have Stray Cat and Wolf Volume 2. I have been like dying to get the next one of this. So this is about a guy who's very popular in a band, a bit of a ladies man, and he basically finds this girl on the street, basically. She's come to Tokyo for like the first time. She's been living up in the mountains, so she's very much like doesn't know about the outside world, but she's always been shunned by people in the village. She's really been treated very, very poorly. And I do kind of like feel sorry for her, like the way that she has been treated. But yeah, so she moves out. She's gone to the big city to try and like make something of her life and to like study and everything. So this is about those two. There is like an age gap. I know like people won't like that. It isn't the worst age gap that there is out there. Personally, it doesn't bother me, like it really doesn't. But yeah, I've really liked this, and like the way that things are developing like is exciting. But yeah, so this is the same creator as Cheeky Brat as well, so if you like that, then you'll probably like this. Then we have volume 2 of The Red Thread, which is BL. I thoroughly enjoyed this series so far. So this is about a couple who basically was kind of like a bit like forbidden love. The son of a mob family and this other guy got together, but it was not to be. They got treated very poorly. And basically they promised to each other that they would meet in their next life. So it's the next life. Of course they meet again. So it's about these two, and yeah, super cute. Like really enjoyed it so far. And then the last one from Yam Press, we have a brand new series again. This is Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. I actually really like, oh, this is from Square Enix. It's in my Yam Press pile, my bad. This is from Square Enix. But I really like the way that they've like presented this manga. This is like literally just hit my doorstep, so I've like not even like looked at it. So this is about an office worker who's earning like a little respite is to go out for a smoking break. He kind of gets on with this lady at the supermarket at the store. One day he goes across, he sees someone smoking behind the store, and she like beckons him over to come and have a smoke break with her. But yeah, so it's about those two. I'm excited to get into it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. But yeah, it sounds really good, so yeah, I'm excited. And then moving on to Yam Press, my bad. We had quite a few releases from them. Like they seem to do their releases all at once, like same day. But yeah, so we have volume 5 of the Boxer. I love this series so much, like the drama, the intensity. It's a boxing manhwa, in case you can't tell from the title. But yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed this work. This is same creator as The Horizon by Ice Press as well, which is a heartbreaking series, but I love that as well. And yeah, I'm loving this series too so far. Next we have volume 2 of Seven Fates. This is in collaboration with BTS. I love the like holographic foil covers. You can see you can see my display. But yeah, I really liked the first volume. So this is about like a seal being broken and basically like demon creatures coming out to it, and obviously like trying to combat that. So like the world's basically like going downhill and everything. But yeah, solid start to this. I'm excited to get into a volume 2 and see like where this goes. but I feel like it's gonna be in line with things like Solo Leveling, Tomb Raider King, and The World After the Fall. I feel like it's in line with those titles that they've released. And then we have Overgeared Volume 2. I'm still on Volume 1. Like, I've read the first chapter, but I'm yet to like catch up. Like I say, like Ice Press just seem to release all of their like volumes at once. But yeah, so Overgeared Volume 2 is now out, and then they have a new series that they're launching. It's called See You in My 19th Life. This was really interesting. I really enjoyed this volume. So this is basically about a lady who remembers all of her like past lives that she's had. In her 18th life, she basically gets like her memories and stuff back between the ages of like 8 and 12, I think she said. So between those ages, like all of her memories of her past lives and everything like come flooding back to her. So in her 18th life, she is around 12 years old, and she basically meets this other lad who she spends a lot of time with. They get close together. Something happens, and basically she's now in her 19th life, and she is trying her best to like find this guy. Very, very interesting concept. It was executed very well, I thought. So yeah, I really want the next volume of this because I want to see like how this like develops. But yeah, very, very good first volume. I enjoyed it a lot. And then we have Bloody Sweet Volume 2 is finally out. I really enjoyed this series so far. So this is about a girl who like basically gets bullied and is like hardcore bullying. She basically comes across a vampire who she basically gets attached to. This is like labeled as comedy. Like I've seen it on a lot of sites where it's like it's been said as like a comedic series. Like that's one of the tags, comedy. In my opinion, it should not have that tag because it is quite a heavy series with regards to like self-harm, being bullied, suicidal like tendencies, things like that is very prominent in this series, at least so far in these 2 volumes. So like if you do see on sites where it says like a comedy and stuff, like kind of like disregard that because yeah, okay, there's some like funny moments in it, but it's not a comedy series, guys. At least these first 2 volumes. And like I say, like trigger warnings, you know, hardcore bullying, like self-harm and suicide. So just keep that in mind if you do pick that up. But I've really enjoyed that. It's been a very good series so far. But yeah, that's everything we've got from Ice Press. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to everything else that I hold in the month of February. Okay guys, so this is basically everything that I hold in February, which there's not much at all. Finally got volume 1 of Colorless. Finally, guys. I'm so excited to finally have this. I don't know what it is about this volume in particular, but it's been ridiculously hard for me to get. Like I originally had it on pre-order, it got cancelled, the dates got moved about and everything, and essentially I never like got it in the end. And like this is like the 3rd time of me ordering this and like finally being able to get it. Like I've not seen it in stores when I've been in looking for it. Like I don't know what it is about this volume, but it's been like so hard to get. But I'm glad that I finally have it now because I have the other volumes. So I'm excited to finally read it, guys. So that's basically the things I hold. So next we'll move on to the out of print stuff that I did get. So I did get Mr. Minimart from June. So this is the 1st edition print because it has the yaoi manga thing down the side, which I actually missed from June's releases. I know it's an outdated term, but I do like this edition to like the writing down the side. But yeah, so this is 1st edition. Like it did get reprinted, like an updated thing, but I have the 1st edition now as well. Also Sleepless Nights, which is a one shot from June. And then I got 2 series, which I'm so happy to like tick these off my list of like complete the series. So the first one is Shout Out Loud, which is a 5-volume series from Blue, which is like defunct. So yeah, I'm just so glad that these are in like good condition as well, because Blue's spines don't wear very well at all. So a lot of them are kind of like hard to find where like the spine isn't like wrecked. Like the worst in like Yam Presses, like standard edition like spines, like they just don't wear very well at all. And then the final series that I managed to get was a Blue Sheep Riviere. So I got managed to find like the full set of this, which I'm super stoked about to like just cross this off. So this creator has done a lot of series, a lot of BL series, like namely like Yellow, which is a very popular one, How to Control a Sidecar. So yeah, I'm stoked that I managed to get all 6 volumes of those, and again in like really good condition. So that's basically everything that I got in the month of February. Quite a lot of releases that came out, quite a lot of reading to do, guys, but yeah, some very exciting and great releases this month again. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. You may as well if you've made it this far. I'll do a monthly haul video on usually the last day of the month, but this is going up a day early. But yeah, so if you want to keep up to date with like what I get, then don't forget to subscribe. I also do a lot more manga content, figure content on TikTok, which is linked down below if you're interested in that as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye everyone.